What's My Line? Brought to you by Kellogg's Cereal. The best to you each morning from Kellogg's of Battle Creek. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now, from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
Thank you. And now a gentleman who has just returned from Indianapolis, where he was cheered at the opening of his new picture, Fluffy, Mr. Tony Randall.
It is a very great pleasure to welcome to What's My Line for the first time the very talented daughter of a very talented father, Danny Thomas's lovely daughter, Marlo Thomas.
The gentleman I'm going to introduce is known around Harvard mostly as the fabulous father of Christopher and Jonathan Cerf, Mr. Bennett, sir.
You haven't got a chance anymore with all these kids around. Well, here's another kid who's just breaking into television. I predict he's going to go places. John Charles Daly.
Well, in a manner of speaking, I feel like a kid because, actually, Miss Thomas, to see you here is a gentle reminder that spring must have come. And I was up in New Hampshire this week, and the hills are beginning to turn green. I went up to see the chapel we're building up at my school, Tilton School. And, Bennett, I'm going to get you up there to see my chapel and speak at it one of these days. Would you convey our best regards to your dad when next you see him?
Thank you.
Very nice to have you with us. Tony, you all braced and ready for what's about to happen?
No.
Well, all right, we'll all go home. We'll see you sometime next week. Now, we've got some very interesting people coming to see you with some very interesting occupations. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program. And we'll meet our first challenger after this word. And now to meet our first challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? John Daly. How do you do, Mr. Daly?
Very fine.
Thank you. It's nice to have you with us, Mr. Daly.
Glad to meet you, too.
I think, by golly, this is something Bennett probably had you in mind when he introduced me tonight. Would you tell us where you're from?
I'm from West Des Moines, Iowa.
Ah, West Des Moines, Iowa. Fine.
Yes.
Mr. Daly, may I present our panel?
Glad to meet you.
And now would you join me over here, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. And now we can tell you, panel, that Mr. Daly is salaried and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Well, Mr. Daly, there's something about you that makes me believe that you should be a performer of some sort, are you?
Yes.
Are you a performer in the musical world?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Randall.
Are you a performer in the general theatrical sense?
Yes.
Am I correct in assuming you are not a dancer?
No.
Yes, you are correct in assuming
yes.
he's not a dancer, no. Yes, no.
Am I correct in assuming you're not an actor?
Yes.
This gets a little sticky, actually. I would say that we ought to be very fair here and give the benefit of all doubt to ourselves. That makes it 2 down and 8 to go. Miss Thomas.
Isn't it incredible how I do that?
Oh, when you are performing, do you have an instrument?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Daly, I hope you'll get over that, having that name. That's going to haunt you for a while. Are you at present appearing anywhere on the New York stage or a nightclub in the New York area?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Could you ever perform under a tent?
Yes.
Are you versatile in the way of circus performing?
Yes.
Do you, however, not appear with animals?
Yes.
Are you ever off the ground in your job?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Randall.
Do you wear makeup?
Yes.
Old man's makeup.
Are you a clown?
Yes.
Yes. Well, that really was Arlene's.
No, it wasn't.
She let us into
Are
it.
you a
now.
clown in the circus over
He's with the Worth Circus in West Hempstead, Long Island right now,
Oh.
Bennett. And you work with your dad?
Yes.
Is your dad John Daly?
No, my dad is William B. Daly.
William B. Daly. But they call you Little John, right?
Yes.
Little John. We're not relatives. Did your folks ever come through the Boston area, do you know?
My dad was born in Roselle Park, New Jersey.
In New Jersey. Well, I guess when we're not relatives, except we go way, way back somewhere because my family all are Bostonians.
Mr. Daly, I hope you know there are some clowns named Daly who don't have to wear makeup.
And you can solace yourself with the happy thought that there are some clowns whose names are not Daly, too. So that fixes it all up. John, thanks very much for coming to see us.
Yeah, great looking man.
And now to meet our second challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Adele May Jawa. Is that right? All right. Is it Miss or Mrs. Jawa?
Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jawa, where are you from?
East Meadow, Long Island.
East Meadow, Long Island. It's nice to have you with us. Mrs. Jawa, may I present our panel? And now, if you'll join me over here, we'll let the audience in the theater, the audience at home, know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Mrs. Jower is self-employed, deals in a product, and we will begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Mrs. Jower, may I dismiss the ludicrous idea that you have any relationship to the young lad who just left the stage?
No,
You're
I
not
don't.
related to him in any way?
No, I'm not.
Because it's the same part of Long Island, I think. Is the product in which you are engaged one...
Millions of people live along.
You don't know what...
And some of them are named Jower. And others are named Daly. And there's no connection. There's no connection at all.
Sometimes this program does tricks like that. I just wanted to be sure, though. Mrs. Jower... Mrs. Jower, is your product one that is used by both sexes?
Yes, it is.
Is it a product that one can carry?
Yes.
Is it a product that is available in ordinary stores or department stores?
Yes.
Is it a product that is manufactured or put together?
It's manufactured.
It is manufactured.
Yes.
Is it, does it come in more than one size?
Yes.
Is it a useful product?
Yes.
Is it used in the house?
Sometimes,
Sometimes outside, too?
yes.
Has it got any moving parts?
No.
No moving parts. That's 1 down, 9 to go, Miss Preston.
Is this product one that would be seen on the person?
Yes.
Is it something other than apparel?
Yes.
Would it be on the person from the neck up?
No.
I don't think so. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Randall. Would it be on the person below the neck?
Yes.
You got a yes.
I'm just lucky. You ought to move to Long Island. Is it worn below the waist?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Marlo Thomas. Between the neck and the waist.
Does it show when you're wearing it?
Yes.
Does it come in various colors?
Yes.
Is it really more decorative?
No.
No, I don't think so. We would agree, Marlo, that it might well be what you consider it, but it is not meant to have that application, basically. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Jower, as I recall, you said this can be used by both sexes.
Yes.
Is it in the sweater family?
No.
No. 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
No, it's not apparel. Is it something that is attached to the dress or the suit?
It could be so considered, yes.
Can I rule out the zipper family?
Yes.
Very
we don't
nice
know
family that live on Long Island.
Yep, you can rule them out. As far as we know, they don't live on Long Island.
Well, you're wrong.
Is it utilitarian? Is it useful? Is it a useful
That's
product?
what that means, yes.
Is it metal rather than material?
No.
No. Pardon, 6 down. 4 to go, Mr. Randall. This is worn between the neck and the waist,
Right.
and no other place.
No.
Well.
It's not meant to be.
Is it worn on the back rather than on the front?
No.
Every time I ask
11 down and 3 to go, Miss Thomas.
Does something hang from it?
It shouldn't. 8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mrs. Jower, is there any metal at all in the product?
No, not a bit.
at all?
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Francis.
Now let us think. Nothing should hang from it. It isn't. Would it be seen rather than
Yes.
hidden? Is it to one's advantage to have it seen?
Yes.
It is. Is it soft rather than hard?
Yes.
I don't know where I'm going. Is it something that you can buy in a flower store?
No.
No, that's 10 down.
Let me guess.
All right, make a guess.
Is it like a badge?
Like a badge? No.
No, I was thinking of...
It would be very much like a bib for lobster eaters, though.
Isn't that apparel?
Mrs. No,
A bib.
No, it's not. It's a bib.
Lobster
It's a
eaters.
paper
That's a
bib.
family that lives on Long Island.
Mrs. Jower is the president of the A&A Lobster Bib Company, and they're disposable paper bibs, you know, and actually you service several hundred restaurants in the Connecticut, New York, New Jersey area where a lot of lobsters.
Very good. A lot of
Isn't that fun? Yeah. Thanks very much. We
Yeah,
puzzled the
welcome.
panel, had a lot of fun. And We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which our friends on the panel, as you know, are always blindfolded. Are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes, indeed.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. As you know, panel, we go to a different form of questioning this trip, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we will begin with Marlo Thomas.
Well, I take it that we know you right away from that. Are you a performer?
Well, I would say I once was a performer.
Yeah, I would say yes. Mr. Cerf?
You once were a performer?
No, we just say yes.
Yes. Are you over 50 years old?
Oh, yes.
Miss Francis?
Are you a performer in the theater?
I was once in a theater in Europe and in America.
Mr. Randall?
I'm utterly nonplussed. Are you an actor?
I would say, sir,
Yeah.
sometimes actor, sometimes not actor.
Miss Thomas?
Are you also a very famous Toastmaster?
Yes, I would say that I'm a...
Like the Toastmaster.
Have you ever essayed the role of Dr. Laubermacher?
That's the voice of... Who do you think it is, Marlo?
It's George Jessel.
George Jessel is right. He was doing Laubermacher voice. Actually,
I find it violently difficult. I don't know whether it's a compliment or not, but it's very hard for me to disguise myself. Here was my publisher. Here is a girl I'm in love with. Here is an actor that I'm fond of, and here is the wife of a dear friend of mine as well as herself. So I guess it's brethren and you I meet in the Shaw's Saloon nearly every night.
Are you referring to meeting me in Toots Shaw's restaurant, Mr. Jessel?
Shaw's restaurant, yes, where there is many a glass of spiritus,
Yes, rather.
which I could use now. This is terrible.
Well, unfortunately, it's Sunday, George. I must say...
When you realize what fish do, I wouldn't drink that stuff. Wash themselves and all.
Well, let me make one point, though. Actually, Bennett did ask if before we discovered who you were, or the panel did, whether you were over 50. And if memory serves me well, I read in the press this past week that about a week ago you had a birthday
party, yeah.
And you were 67 years old.
Yeah.
And the youngest 67 years old in the name. I don't mean to embarrass George, because
I'm not the slightest bit embarrassed, because I believe that a man is as young as she feels.
No, I don't mean to embarrass you by saying what I'm going to say, which is we've been friends for many years.
Many years.
And I know of no man with the energy that he has, and I'm going to ask him a question now, and I'll bet even you'll be surprised. Are you going anywhere anytime soon?
Yes, I'm going on a long tour. As a matter of fact, I've been in 220 cities in the last 230 days. Tomorrow, the Lord willing, I speak at San Diego for Israel. The following day for a Catholic college in Chicago. The following day for a convention for the Vienna Sausage Company. Then I got something for poor Australian sardines, I think. And then I'm going on a tour. I'm going to Vietnam and to Rhodes and to Greece and to Turkey on what is called a classified tour of not appearing to large audiences, but to groups of men who are under perilous circumstances on radar peaks and so. And I go there and make them laugh and then sort of give them a morale speech, which I mean, and saying how wonderful it is that they're young enough to be protecting this great country, and I wish that I could change places with them.
Oh, that's wonderful. And he never stops. When you come back, sir, it'll be, I hope, my pleasure to meet you in Mr. Toots Shaw's restaurant.
Well, I hope you'll meet me on June 7th, the Lord willing. I'm the Man of the Year for the March of Dimes.
I know you are.
And I'd like to have Bennett say something, even if he's heard me say it before, but I'd like to have Bennett be there, and yourself, and of course Tony and Arlene and this lovely child.
She's too old for you, George.
We'll all try to be there. George, thanks very much. It's wonderful to have you on my side. Fairly well tonight, panel. We'll give you some congratulations, and we'll have another contestant after this word. And now to meet our last contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Floyd Moore. Right, sir? All righty. Mr. Moore, where are you from?
San Francisco.
Oh, that wonderful city of San Francisco. It's great to have you here with us. May I present the panel? And now, would you be good enough to join me over here? Don't slip in the waterfall there. And we will let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Moore is salaried and deals in a service, and we'll begin everything with Tony Randall.
Is this service performed, Mr. Moore, for a profit-making organization?
Yes. Small conference.
No.
We'd have to change that to a no. That's 1 down and 9 to go. Miss Thomas.
Does it have something to do with space?
Space?
Space? No.
Nope. That's 2 down and 8 to go. Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Moore, do you work for some branch of government?
Yes.
Is it national?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go. Miss Brent.
Mr. Moore, do you use your hands in your job?
Yes.
Does strength have anything to do with your job? Is it a
Yes.
good idea for you to have the...
Yes.
Do you wear something other than an ordinary business suit when you are pursuing your job?
Yes.
Is it a uniform that would be recognizable?
Yes.
It would have an area of suggestion, yes. This
Oh.
is not to say you would see it and say immediately, you know.
When you do whatever you do with your hands, is it ever dangerous?
No.
4 down and 6 to go. Mr. Randall.
It's very interesting, aside from the main point, that the first thing I noticed about Mr. Moore was his hands, and I was sure he did not work with them because they looked small and rather delicate, but I did notice that he seemed very strong.
He's got big hands.
No, small hands.
You were looking at mine.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. You two fight about his hands. I'm going to throw all the cards over. But take a guess.
Policeman.
No, firefighter.
Something to do with construction.
San Francisco.
Oh, the cable car.
Cable car operator, right. Actually, Mr. Moore works as a grip, they call it grip man, don't
That's
they?
right, grip man.
On the
How
hide.
about your hands?
Yeah, hold the hand.
Small hands.
Tell us, though, see?
Dallas, from hard work.
Powell Street?
On the, off Powell Hyde line, which we all ride with great joy, and we must say we envy you, that great city of yours. And thanks very much for being with us on What's My Line. Nice to have you with us. And I think you had that Vandenberg Air Force Base in mind when you asked about space. It was a good one. It's very nice to have had you with us, Marlo.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoyed your visit with us.
Yes, I did.
Tony, always glad to have you. And good night, Miss Arlene Francis.
Good night and good night, Dorothy. And good night, dear Tony.
Thank you, Arlene. Good night, and you were wonderful.
Thank you. Good night, Mr. Cerf.
Thank you for the plug for my 2 boys. And John's got some children, too. Want to talk about them, John? Good night.
Thank you. I would, but we've only got about a few seconds. I need hours for that. And as you all know, Dorothy fractured her shoulder, and she still unfortunately can't join us, but we hope you get well real soon, Dorothy. And thanks to all of you for being with us on What's My Line.
Need fast cash? PlayMania turns your TV into an ATM.
You won $300!
All you need is your cell phone or computer.
Oh my gosh, the top prize!
And you can win on live TV. Play Mania. It pays to watch. Tuesday through Sunday at 12 midnight, 11 Central, only on GSN.
GSN.
The network for games.